Today we've got exciting news from Holland, America. We're going to talk about what's going on the Island Princess, because if you're going to go on a princess cruise, I think it's important that you know. We've also got an itinerary change, and we're going to talk about move-over offers coming in and how things are looking this summer for cruising. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. Today is Thursday. It is July 11th of 2024. Let's start at the very top talking about the exciting news from Holland, America. So Holland America's headline today is that they are going to introduce 15 new production shows. They are going to have these shows on their grand voyages, and they are going to kick that off with the Grand World Voyage and the Grand Voyage that does the pull-to-pull, which is an amazing itinerary. Both of them are going to set sail in January of 2025, and a couple of exciting things about those cruises. So first of all, what they are going to do is have a group of 8 singers and dancers who are very well trained, it says, come on board and do these entertainment production shows. So they are going to range from what we think of when we think of a production show to also some fun musical things. They're going to have some shows that are called things like The Sounds of Summer, Solid Gold, Crossroads. They're going to have shows that focus on the music and kind of like a throwback to, Carole King, the Carpenters, the Eagles, Fleetwood Mac, and more. So you're going to have a lot more entertainment on these voyages, which I'm really hoping trickles down a little bit to their other voyages as well. Hopefully this is just a starting point. But a really fun thing that they are also going to do is the Grand World Voyage that is going to set sail from Fort Lauderdale on, I believe it's January 4th of 2025. That's on the Zeterdom. And the Volendam, the other ship, the one that is doing the pull-to-pull, they are actually going to rendezvous in Barcelona, if you can believe it, on April 21st. And they're both going to have overnights there in Barcelona. They said that they are going to have very special event there with the 2 ships in port. You can even have guest meetup. They didn't say if they're having a party, but there will be some guest reunion opportunities. Since they'll be overnight, they're going to have special menus because they're in port at the same time. It's supposed to be a big celebration and a really fun time. Interestingly enough, part of what they are introducing with this whole new entertainment and what they're bringing on board is they are going to do more with celebrity chefs, it sounds like. So as we know, there are already amazing chefs on board the ships, but they are going to have some other chefs who are apparently going to come on board. They are going to introduce special menus that, of course, go with the regions that they're visiting. So one of the things that they're going to do as a part of that is the celebrity chef will put together a special menu, and then you're going to be able to enjoy that if you book a reservation-only dinner in the Pinnacle Grill. They're also going to have coffee chat, so you can visit with the chef if you want to. They're going to do cooking demonstrations in the theater so that you can learn how to make one of their dishes, it sounds like. So I think that they're trying to introduce a lot for people to enjoy. One of the things, a couple of them that really struck me as really fun about these grand voyages is that on sea days they have brunch in the main dining room. I love that concept. A lot of times, depends on how busy the itinerary is, but often I don't want to get up for breakfast if we have a sea date and we've been really busy and up late at night. I don't want to make it to the main dining room by the time they close at 9 o'clock for breakfast. And so I think brunch is just a lovely idea. They're also going to have theme nights. They're going to have like a masquerade evening in the main dining room, which I'm sure will extend to their activities after dinner time. They're going to have several other theme parties. They don't list them, but it sounds like they make it a really fun time on these longer voyages. So if you were thinking about booking a grand voyage with Holland America, it sounds like it just got a lot more fun. So put in the comments if you've got one of these grand voyages booked. I know of at least one Let's Go family member who is going on that pull-to-pull cruise, and I'm envious. That is going to be fantastic. So if you don't know what the pull-to-pull is, think of the poles of the Earth, North Pole, South Pole. And so instead of going going on a voyage, which so often we see that more or less circumnavigates, like what you would think of going around the Earth, this one is going to go up and down instead. So it's going to be fabulous. So let me know in the comments. Let me know if this makes you think twice about booking those. There are still early booking promos that are going to go if you want to book one of their grand voyages. And so a lot of them are going to expire on August 19th. So they are giving things like including the free laundry, free surf Wi-Fi package, lots of different perks based on like the cabin you book, the voyage that you book. So if you're interested in that, you can let me know, but it's not too late. I like that it's not too late to book what you want to book. Alrighty, let's talk for a minute about an itinerary change. So as we heard on the voyage before, they are having to change an itinerary on the Island Princess. And so a Let's Go family member was kind enough to email me the letter that they received, and it was dated yesterday, July 10th. Like I said, Island Princess doing the itinerary that includes Greenland. So they were supposed to hit 2 ports in Greenland, and I have no idea how to pronounce them correctly. So it's Qaquortop, and then the other one is Nanortalik. Those 2 ports they are not going to be able to visit, and the reason that they said is because right now in some of the areas there, Greenland is experiencing compacted ice buildup and heavy winds, and so those areas are no longer accessible for a ship to go. However, fortunately, they are able to make a call in the capital of Greenland there. That's, I would say at Nook, based on what I've listened to, NUK is how you spell that. So I'm really happy that they get to stop somewhere there in Greenland. It'll be fun to see what else they get to see. Often, we all hope for the chance of seeing it cruising when you're somewhere and you don't get to call in port. So hopefully they'll get to see some sights there in Greenland. So that's an update for you. And we're going to come back in just a minute to the Island Princess. But first I want to let you know that, we're hearing of move-over offers. Someone texted me this morning, and then I looked around and several more people are receiving move-over offers for some of the cruises on the Enchanted Princess in the Caribbean. Now, when you look at the sailings that are left on the Enchanted Princess there in the Caribbean this summer, and the Enchanted Princess is the only ship that Princess has in the Caribbean right now, those cruises are July 13th, the 20th, the 27th, and then August 3rd. On the sailing that goes on August 10th, they're moving her to New York so that they can be ready, because we've got our Love Boat cruise sailing on August 31st. And so there'll be sailings in between then. But anyway, that's the only ship. And so as move-over offers come in, you really have to decide if you want to go on the cruise that you're booked on, if you want to accept that move-over offer or not. And so just a heads up about that. All of those cruises that I just told you about are waitlisted. Waitlisted means that if you want to try to get to go, you actually, it's like kind of like making a booking, but you're on the wait list. So you select what kind of cabin, what area of the ship you want to be on the wait list for. And if you get called up off the wait list, that means someone had to have canceled. And the way it works is when someone cancels, they offer that to the next person on the wait list. And if you decide that you want to accept it, then you're going to go on the cruise. Unfortunately, I'm not hearing of people getting off the wait list lately, because people actually want to go on the cruise. It's really interesting at this time that they want to do that. By the way, when you put yourself on the wait list, you do have to pay the deposit. But then if you don't get taken off the wait list, that money just comes back on your credit card, no problem. So a couple of things to keep in mind is really weigh out if you're going to want to go. If you are given a move-over offer, there's not another one to move to this summer that you're going to be able to book and get to go. I was looking at the October 10th sailing that is going to be moving the ship from, Fort Lauderdale up to New York, and there are still some cabins available on that one. But I want you to know that why do we have move-over offers? The move-over offers happen when a ship is sold to the point that they are worried about accommodating everyone that is signed up for it. So you know that as you book a cruise, you can choose your cabin. If you don't want to pay quite as much and you want to accept a guaranteed cabin, then you're guaranteed a cabin but you don't choose which one it is. However, as it gets closer and closer to the time to the cruise lines, their computer systems, they keep track of how many people are canceling, cabins that are opening up that you can assign those guaranteed cabins to. And when it gets close to the time for the cruise to go and not enough people have canceled, that's when they start offering move-over offers to guests, so that maybe they will take that and then they can give that cabin to someone else that is already booked on that cruise. So just thought I would let you know how that goes. And just also as a really important point of reference, they always get enough people to take those move-over offers because they're really good offers. They are really good offers. And so if people have a little bit of flexibility, then they can take it and go another time. It's not like if you receive the move-over offer right now, you don't have to sail on one of the few cruises that are left. You have 2 years to use it. And so you've got flexibility there. If you've got a flexible schedule, you can do it. So thought that was a really important update for you. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, will you please hit that subscribe button? I really appreciate the support. And if you appreciate my updates, will you please give this video a thumbs up as well? Thanks again. Now, let's talk about what is going on the Island Princess. And I really, really appreciate our Let's Go family member who let me know about this. So, like I said, the Island Princess is on that sailing that includes Greenland. So if you want to look at the whole itinerary, you can look it up. But there are tender ports on the cruise that they are looking at. And like I said, I really appreciate this because this is so important for us to all know. So they're in a port. They have to use tenders. So they started their tender operations. So if you've not been in a port where they use the tenders, they use either local boats. In some places they require them to use them. Sometimes they make the choice to use them in conjunction with the lifeboats that are the water shuttles. And sometimes it's only the ship's lifeboats that are the shuttles. And so they're in this port here, and 3 hours after they started running tenders, they finally got to the point with those water shuttles. They finally got to the point that they got the guests who were booked on an excursion ashore and the elite guests who had showed up. So to me, one of the most important perks as an elite guest is that you get to go to a separate lounge and you get priority disembarkation on a tender. So if you're not booked on an excursion but you want to go ashore, it's a wonderful perk. Like I said, I think it's maybe the most important. It's right up there for me. And so after 3 whole hours, it took that long for that many people to be able to be taken ashore. And then they were going to start disembarking everyone who wasn't elite but had come. They always announce, go to the Wheelhouse Lounge or wherever it is, go there and pick up your ticket. And then they hand out tickets with group numbers. So group number 1 has X number of people, group number 2 has X number of people, and so on and so on. There are 50 groups of people waiting to get to disembark after 3 hours, and they were just barely calling number 8 out of those 50 groups of people waiting to disembark the ship. So here's what I think you should know. And truly, my big question is, and I don't know how these things work, but why are we not running more water shuttles? When we have that many people waiting that long to get off the ship, why don't we put a couple of more water shuttles in the water? It's probably more complicated than I think it is, but that's what I would be doing if I had that many guests. I'd be like thinking, how can we work this out? But at any rate, so I don't know what the glitch is with that or the problem. I don't know. If any of you know, tell me. Okay. Now, so here's truly though what we need to know, since we are not in charge of putting more lifeboats in the water to shuttle more people in more quickly. And I hate to say this. Okay, 2 things. Number 1, boy, I don't like this. It really affects your ability to line up independent tours and to truly count on set time activities once you get ashore in a lot of these places. So when you are going to be going ashore via water tender, water shuttle, just make sure that you have your expectations tempered. And I really don't like to say that with a cruise vacation when you're visiting somewhere that you've always wanted to go. But truly, that's what I think is really important to keep in mind. Honestly, there are places that I book an excursion to get off the ship. I want to get off early and I want to spend my day in the place. And so like to me, Santorini is one of those places. I book an excursion early in the day so that I get off. I do the excursion like in Santorini. I always do the one. Well, we've been to Santorini a few times. So I've seen the island. I've seen the places. We've been to the beaches, done that. So now, unless I want to go to a beach or something, I'll book the one can that gets you off early, takes you over to show you Ia, then tours you around a little bit, drops you off over there in Fira, and you've got your day to have a lovely time there. So different ways you want to manage it, but there are ports that I really think it's helpful to book an excursion that you get off the ship early, do whatever it is, the sightseeing, pick something you really do want to see, or else it's not worth it then. But then, you know, the excursion ends and you've got the rest of the day in the place. I think there's a lot to be said for that, especially if you're not elite. I got the habit of booking excursions like that when we weren't elite. But you know what? I'm still doing it the next time I go to Santorini this fall, because I don't know how long it's going to, well, number one, I'm not any status on celebrity. I've only been on 2 celebrity cruises, so that's not going to get me anywhere. But even if it did, you never know how long it's going to take to get those excursion people off first, and they get first. They go ahead in front of, like on Princess, they're moving those excursion people off, and they'll wiggle in the elite people in the group as they can. But those excursions, they go on time. So make sure that you're aware of that. That's a really good tip if you didn't know it. So plan accordingly. And I'm really anxious to hear however things are going on other ships. I do know that this is not the only time that this has happened on lots of ships. This is surely not the only time it's taken forever to get off the ship. And it really does impact what you can do in port. The other thing, and this, you know, there are 2 sides to this, so I know some of you are going to like this discussion and some of you aren't. So, but tell me in the comments what you think about it. So I know elite guests are not going to like this, because with the promo that Princess is running, that if you book a cruise and add the Plus or Premier package to it, and you sail between August 1st and December 1st of this year, then you get double the points towards your loyalty. So for example, if it's a 7-day cruise, you're going to get 14 days added to your account. And instead of getting 1 cruise added to your account, you know, you accrue day numbers and the number of cruises you've been on, you're going to get 2. And this is setting aside if your cruise solo and everything, you're going to get double what you would have gotten. So look at it that way. But it's like buying loyalty is what this is. And so if you are committed to Princess, like that's the cruise experience that you really enjoy, you might want to look at booking a couple of cruises, adding the Plus package to it or the Premier, whatever it is you like, and off you go. It is a really good way to move up your loyalty in the least expensive way that you're going to be able to do it. If you've got a 7-day cruise and there are 2 of you in the cabin, that's adding $840 to book the Plus package to it. You can't book another cruise for $848. And so it's a really good way to get the loyalty that you want to move up. Not only are you going to get the priority disembarkation when you've got those water shuttles, but you get all the other perks that go with being elite. But like I said, if I were weighing free laundry and priority disembarkation on a water shuttle port, priority disembarkation on a water shuttle port always wins. I can pay to have my laundry done, or I can just go do my laundry, which is what I like to do anyway, in the laundry room. So all these things mean different things to different people. But truly, the promo that Princess is running, I've never seen them do it this before. I don't know that they're going to do it again. And so kind of keep that in your mind about what your goals are with the cruise line that you're going to cruise on. How's that? So let me know what you think about it. And I know elite guests don't like this. I'm elite, but I just love all of you. And so I want everybody to have a wonderful cruise experience. So with having more elite guests, it's going to slow down that priority disembarkation a little bit. When we've got, instead of a few people in the lounge that they ask us to meet in when we're ready to get off the ship, instead of a few, we've got 100. That's going to start to impact the experience. So that's part of why I'm looking with what Princess is doing with this to, I hope, I don't have anything insider on this, but I would really look for them to introduce another loyalty level. And it's too late to take that perk away from elite guests, I would say, but to introduce another level to offer even more for guests that cruise even more. So let me know what you think in the comments. I really appreciate you being here, and I'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Put tomorrow night, put Friday night on your calendar for a live. I missed you Monday night, and so we'll plan on tomorrow evening to get caught up on a lot. We always do that at 8 p.m. Eastern time, and we'll just see how things go to know how long we'll last. So I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.